Overcome your fear, a path to personal growth. Today I want to talk about something we all face at some point in our lives: fear. Fear can be a powerful force, one that holds us back, keeps us stuck, and sometimes even prevents us from pursuing our dreams. But here's the truth: fear is not something we need to run from or avoid. In fact, fear can be the very thing that propels us toward growth, success, and fulfillment if we learn to face it. We all experience fear. It might be the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of making mistakes, or even the fear of the unknown. Fear often makes us feel powerless, small, uncertain. But we must remember that fear is a natural response. It's a part of being human. It's there to protect us, to keep us safe, but it's also there to challenge us. The real question is, how do we overcome it? First, we need to acknowledge fear for what it is: a signal, not a stop sign. Fear signals that we're pushing beyond our comfort zone, that we're about to do something new, something big. And when we push ourselves outside of that comfort zone, growth happens. Think about the first time you learned to ride a bike, speak in front of a group, or take on a new job. At the beginning, it felt scary, right? But with each step, each attempt, you grew stronger, more confident, and more capable. Fear, in that sense, becomes a tool for transformation. Acknowledge and understand your fear. The first step in overcoming fear is to acknowledge it. Instead of avoiding or suppressing your fear, face it head on. Identify what you're afraid of and explore why it makes you feel this way. Understanding the root of your fear can help demystify it and make it feel less overwhelming. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? Often when we examine our fears rationally, we realize they're not as scary as they seem. Break it down into smaller steps. Large fears can feel paralyzing, but breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps can make them easier to tackle. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, start by speaking in front of a mirror, then gradually move to a small group of friends, and eventually work your way up to larger audiences. Each small step helps reduce the intensity of the fear and builds your confidence. Reframe your perspective. Change how you view fear. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, try to reframe it as an opportunity for growth. Fear often accompanies new experiences, and those experiences are opportunities for learning and personal development. When you feel fear, remind yourself that it's a sign that you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. Practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Fear often leads to physical symptoms like increased heart rate, sweating, or shallow breathing. Practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation can help calm your body and mind. These techniques allow you to stay grounded in the present moment, helping you manage anxiety and face fear with a clearer, calmer mindset. Surround yourself with support. Facing fear is often easier when you have the support of others. Surround yourself with people who are encouraging, positive, and understanding. Whether it's a friend, mentor, or support group, having people to talk to can help you gain perspective, boost your confidence, and remind you that you don't have to face your fears alone. Their support can provide the strength you need to take the next step. Accept that fear is part of life. One of the most important steps in overcoming fear is accepting that fear is a natural part of the human experience. Everyone feels fear at some point, and it doesn't make you weak or less capable. By accepting fear as a part of life, you reduce its power over you. You stop avoiding it and start to see it as a temporary feeling that doesn't define your ability to succeed. 2. Focus on the present moment. Fear often arises when we think too much about the future or dwell on past mistakes. Practicing mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment, preventing anxiety from overwhelming you. By focusing on the here and now, you can tackle your fears one step at a time without getting lost in what-ifs. Mindfulness techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or simply paying attention to your surroundings can help you calm your mind and develop self-compassion. Being kind to yourself when facing fear is crucial. Fear often leads to self-criticism and negative self-talk, which can make the situation worse. Instead of beating yourself up, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that it's okay to be afraid, that it's normal to feel uncertain, and that you are doing the best you can. Self-compassion helps you stay patient and gentle with yourself as you work through your fears. Seek professional help if needed. Sometimes fear can be overwhelming or debilitating, and overcoming it on your own can be challenging. If your fear is significantly affecting your life, it may be helpful to seek support from a therapist or counselor. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and other therapeutic techniques are designed to help people confront and manage their fears in a structured and supportive way. Professional guidance can help you understand and address the root causes of your fear more effectively. Celebrate small wins. Overcoming fear doesn't happen overnight, and it's important to acknowledge and celebrate your progress along the way. Every time you face a fear, no matter how small the steps, celebrate your courage. This positive reinforcement boosts your confidence and motivates you to keep going. The more you recognize your successes, the more empowered you feel to keep overcoming your fears. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful technique where you imagine yourself successfully overcoming your fear. Picture yourself performing the task you're afraid of, whether it's speaking in public, trying something new, or confronting a difficult situation, and imagine how it feels to succeed. By creating a mental image of success, you can reduce anxiety and make the situation feel more achievable when it happens in real life. Desensitize yourself gradually. Exposure therapy is an effective method to overcome fear by gradually desensitizing yourself to it. This involves exposing yourself to the feared situation in small doses over time. For example, if you're afraid of flying, start by visiting an airport. Then take a short flight and slowly work up to longer flights. The more you expose yourself to the fear in manageable steps, the less intimidating it will become. Challenge negative thoughts. Fear is often rooted in negative, irrational thoughts and worst-case scenarios. To overcome fear, challenge these thoughts by asking yourself if they are based on facts or assumptions. Replace these negative thoughts with positive, realistic ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I will fail if I try," replace it with, "I have the skills to succeed, and even if I make a mistake, I can learn from it." Reframing negative thoughts helps you build a healthier mindset. Take action, even in small ways. Taking action, no matter how small, is one of the most effective ways to overcome fear. Fear often paralyzes us, making us avoid doing things. However, even a small action like sending an email, starting a conversation, or taking the first step toward a goal can build momentum and reduce the power of fear. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. Focus on what you can control. Fear often arises from a sense of uncertainty or feeling out of control. To combat this, focus on what you can control in the situation. For example, if you're afraid of a job interview, you may not be able to control the outcome, but you can control your preparation, your mindset, and your responses. By focusing on the aspects within your control, you can reduce feelings of helplessness and build your confidence. In conclusion, overcoming fear is not about eliminating it completely, but about learning how to manage it and use it to our advantage. Fear will always be a part of our lives, but it doesn't have to control us. By acknowledging our fears, breaking them into smaller steps, reframing them as opportunities for growth, and taking action, we can face them with courage and confidence. Surrounding ourselves with support, focusing on what we can control, and practicing self-compassion are all essential parts of the journey. Remember, every great accomplishment, every step forward, starts with the courage to face our fears. The more we challenge ourselves, the more we grow and the stronger we become. So next time fear tries to hold you back, face it with the knowledge that you are capable of overcoming it. Embrace the journey, take that first step, and watch as you transform not only your fear but also yourself.